All right, welcome everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We've got an action-packed training today, something that everybody's been asking for. And so today we're going to do it. We're going to do a walkthrough as if you're a brand new person, exactly what I do, exactly what I teach, exactly what I say. So we've got a big day today. It's going to be a little shorter than normal because this is literally what I would be doing if I was sitting with somebody and going through this in person. But the other thing that I want to just tell everybody before we get started is that this last week was our biggest sales week ever. We had a massive finish to the end of the week. A lot of people hit rank, which we're going to be recognizing tomorrow night, Sunday, on our weekly corporate update call. Several new people hit rank this week, so super excited to share that with you. You also probably saw that now in the back office, you can go to the My Team report and you can sort that entire report and see all of the ranks inside your organization. And you're going to be able to sort based on their status, based on their product choices. And so all of that is now live. You also have been seeing all of the alerts coming through this week. The rank alerts will start this coming week. And so a lot of that technology that we've been working on, that's all part of the contact management system, will be going live this week. And then we're going to be starting to roll out the beginnings of the contact management system we've been building. So big things coming. A massive announcement tomorrow night, so make sure you get everybody on the call tomorrow night. Huge announcement. And so I don't want to talk about what it is and talk more about it, but it is going to be a massive announcement for the entire company. And so without further ado, I'm going to actually walk you through and use the Bryte Lyfe blueprint, exactly how I would be using it for a new person. So we're going to do this today, and this can now be used as your blueprint for your team and your business as you're going through and working with new people, what to do to get them started. And so the first thing that I do when I do this game planning session is that you need to do it as soon as they sign up. You know, it's really easy for people to, as they sign someone up, you know, make it where it's like convenient and comfortable. It's like, okay, I'll get you in, and then we'll get together next week, or we'll do lunch next week, or we'll do coffee this weekend. You know, obviously the majority of people, I would say 95 to 99% of people, never become full-time with Bryte Lyfe. They never become full-time with the industry, because even people that say they're full-time, you know, they don't ever put in full-time hours. I mean, I've worked with $1 million earners that didn't work a full 40-hour typical work week. And so because this is seen from people as a side hustle, something extra, what I've noticed happens is that there's no urgency. There's no urgency to get them started fast. There's no urgency to meet with them fast, to train them fast. And remember, we talked about it in the 3-part series, and we talked about it in duplication and training last week, which is, you know, fast is fun and slow sucks. And so what I'll tell you is that for the people that got all of the sales alerts and notifications, especially yesterday, we had a massive day. Probably, I haven't been able to track and see, but probably yesterday was one of the biggest sales days we've ever had as a company, as far as members joining. And when you take out the upgrades that came in all at one time, essentially when we came out of pre-launch. But when we see that type of activity, when your phone is going off, and I mean, my phone's going off literally all the time, all the alerts, you know, and it's like literally I'm having to go in and read and do the alerts. And so, you know, it was a massive week. And so when you have activity going on, the purpose of those alerts is to let you know as your team is growing, as people are joining, influencers and members, and then eventually you'll see rank alerts coming in those notifications as well. So this is what creates buzz. This is what creates momentum. So if I'm sitting down with somebody and I'm talking to them and I'm like, look, you know, we need to get you started right away. So as soon as I sign someone up, I'm planning this game planning session. I want to meet with them that night. that day. I want to sit down with them in person if at all possible. If not, you don't want to wait because you can't meet in person. So if for whatever reason, this cannot happen within 24 hours in person, I'm going to do it over the phone. I'm going to do it over Zoom. Pretty much everybody has Zoom. You don't need a room. You don't need a subscription. You can just literally go into your Zoom room, send the invite to them, and do it where you're sitting with this person. And so I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do, but understand that it is critical that this happens as soon as you sign them up. And so the first thing I'm going to do when I meet with them is I'm going to say, hey, I'm really excited that you got started with us, that you joined. Can you walk me through and tell me why it was that you decided to become a member and or influencer in Bryte Lyfe? I want to know why you did it, why you joined, why you signed up. What are you excited about? Let's talk about that. And so I want to hear from them as to why it was that they actually made this decision, right? They made a $200 decision or a $220 decision. I want to know why they made it, because my biggest mistake that I made in the beginning was assuming that everybody wanted to be a top income earner like I did, because I wanted to be a top income earner. And so I just assumed everybody else did. And so I want to hear their why. So I'm going to literally pause for just a moment. And I want everybody here to write down exactly what it was that made you join Bryte Lyfe. Was it the travel? Was it the bucket list? Was it, the camaraderie? Was it the group community? Was it savings? Was it residual income? I want you to write this down right now as if we're sitting here and I'm training you for the very first time. I want to know what it was that caused you to become a member of Bryte Lyfe. And as you're doing that, if you would, I would love to hear some of these things from you. Because we're doing this together. So we're walking through this together as if it's happening live right now. So if you guys would type in the chat box, okay? Type in the chat box what it was that that drew you to Bryte Lyfe. And so somebody said, the compensation, obviously the compensation plan is probably, the most lucrative in the history of the industry. Also, it's very simple. So somebody else has put, being able to cross things off my bucket list. Somebody else put, compensation. Somebody else put residual, 500,000 in residual. Getting to be a founding member and help create the product value and help give feedback to the company, bucket list, extra income, provide my family an opportunity to see the world, get more life out of life, travel, being able to promote travel as a business and opportunity, discounts, generational wealth, 500,000 in residual, more travel, more money, more time. Love that. So these are the things that people are saying, the reasons why they got in. And so what I'm going to do at that point is I'm going to dig in. I want to know if you're talking about income and if income was the thing that drew you. And a lot of people said income, and obviously this is a rep training. So these answers, by the way, are very skewed to reps, because we're in a rep training. There's a bunch of you on here today. And so those answers are heavy money based. And so I'm going to talk about money for a second, but just so you know, I've done this with thousands of people and it's not always the money. And so I think that's a really good lesson to understand, that not everybody is going to be as committed as you are. Not everybody is going to be as motivated by money as you are. Not everybody got in for residual income. A lot of people got in for the trips, the travel, the bucket list, crossing things off their bucket list. These are the things that you're going to hear when you ask people this question. But today, we're going to talk a little bit about money, because obviously a lot of you are geared towards money because you're on a Saturday morning training when you could be sleeping or doing something else. So you're here right now, and obviously you're more motivated. In fact, that's the one thing I'll remind all of you right now, is that you are the 1%. You're the 1%ers. It's not a 80-20 rule in this business. I think a lot of times it's almost like a 99-1. I think 1% of the business, 1% of the company does so much of the work. And also to be at all the trainings and to be on all the Zooms. That's 1%er activity. And people ask me, Wes, how can I be successful in this business? What are the tips? What's your biggest secret? I would say be a 1%er. Be a 1%er that is going to be on everything, is going to pay attention to everything, is going to be on all the Zooms, is going to be on all the trainings. You know, you're a 1%er already. Just by being here. And so what I want to do is I'm going to dive in because I want to know how committed they are, and I want to know how much money they want to make. So I'm going to ask them like this. I'm going to say, so, you know, you told me that you were attracted by about the income and about the potential for residual income. So tell me this then, how much time do you have available each week in order to put into your Bryte Lyfe business so that you can try to accomplish these financial goals and objectives you have? And so I want to know what their schedule is. I want to know what their commitments are, what their job is, because remember, some of these people, and you may be doing this for some of your people's people, okay? This is the best way to teach and train, is to do this meeting for your new people that were signed up by people on your team. I did this oftentimes, especially when somebody was brand new. I helped them do these first few game planning sessions. So I would ask them, I would say, you know, what's your schedule like? How much time do you have available? What are your hours? Where do you work? What's your commute like? I want to know. So let's go through that. Okay. I want you all to put what your availability is for your Bryte Lyfe business. So I want you to put anything in your calendar and your schedule that is a set activity. So work, kid pickups, kid drop-offs, you know, church, anything that's in your schedule that's a non-negotiable, that's got to happen. And I want you to all write your schedule out. So I want you to put down, if your days are the same 5 days a week, so put Monday through Friday, this is my schedule. If my schedule is this way Saturday and Sunday, these are my activities Saturday and Sunday. The only thing I want on them though is I want the set non-negotiable things. These are the things that have to happen, and you know, for my job, for my kids, for my family, for church, whatever. Like these are, I can't move these things around, can't change them. I want to know those set activities. And then after I see what your set activities are, I want to see what time is left that we can plug in the most effective Bryte Lyfe activities. Okay, because remember, at this point, you don't know what is the most effective way to build this business. I do. I've been doing this for 20 years. And so I'm going to literally show you on your calendar, on your schedule, exactly what you need to do and can do in order for you to accomplish these financial objectives. And what this does is it allows you to hold them accountable and talk to them about the type of work and the amount of time that is required in order for them to get to these levels. Now, if they just wanted to make a little extra money, or they just wanted to get their membership dues waived, they wanted to refer a couple people, what I'm going to do is I'm going to latch onto that. And I'm going to say, well, if all you want to do is get your two, let's get them today, right? If that's their objectives, to get all these benefits for free, and they want to get their two, I know that that's their objective. And see, I know because they said that they're ready to get those two. So there's absolutely no reason to put that off and delay and wait. And what I've seen happen when you lead with that and you help them get their two right away, now they saw how easy it was. Now they've had success. They're probably never going to quit. And now these people get excited and wind up telling more than two. But see, if they tell you, I just want to get my two and get everything for free. Sweet. Let's do it right now. I would literally shift gears. I'm going to go right to it. And I'm going to go right into the inviting and the list building that we're going to talk about in just a moment. I'm going to literally shift gears and go right to it because they told me this is exactly why they joined. So my objective then is to literally give them exactly what it was that they joined for, right? My goal is to provide what it was they were looking for. So if that's mentorship, guidance, and helping them build residual income or passive income, or if it's helping them cross their bucket list off, and if people lead with travel, I'm not going to go straight into the business right now, okay? I'm going to listen. And see, that's the thing that was important for me when I first got started, is that not everybody has the same objectives. Not everybody has the same goals. Not everybody wants to make $500,000 a month. And so you need to listen to them and find out what it is. If somebody leads with travel, they don't say anything about the business. I'm going to really focus on the app and having them download it and use it. We're going to do some dream building, look at some of the places on their bucket list, show them how it works. I'm going to lead all travel so that they're going to feel, you know what? I know how to use this technology. I know what I got. I know where my membership value is. I want to see that they have it downloaded. I want to see that they have their bucket list countdown clock started. I want to show it to them. I want to show them how the travel search works. I want to show them that savings come back first. So I'm literally listening to you. You're guiding me. You're telling me exactly what you want to get from this business or from this product. And so I'm literally listening to you, and then I'm going to develop my blueprint right around the schedule of activities that you just gave me. And remember, a lot of you said money, so we started with schedule. But if they didn't talk about money, I'm going to go straight to travel. Okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the thing that was motivating to them, the thing that was exciting to them, to motivate them to get the membership for free. All right, because if they're really excited about the membership and about travel, as soon as they download the app, they see the bucket list countdown, they make their list. I want to know what's on their list. I want to see the 10 places that are on there. I want to get them excited. It's crazy, okay? And I want you guys to do this. When you're doing your live events, ask people what's on their bucket list. All the live events I've been doing, I've been asking people what's on their bucket list. And it's crazy. You know, Chris Cannon actually started this when we were in Japan. And I love that I've continued to do it because it's so crazy. I realize it, but I take it for granted because I see how people light up and talk about travel and get excited about it. And so I want to know what's on their bucket list. I want to see them make the list of 10 right there. If they haven't already, if they've already made it, I want them to show it to me. I want to know where they want to go, the places they want to go, the places they want to visit. It'll help me work with them more effectively because if they get discouraged or if they get disappointed or they get rejected, which is going to happen, okay, I want to be able to remember the things that motivate them. I want to be able to remember the reasons why they joined. When they make excuses or they say they don't have time, I know that's not true. And so do they, because they remember us going through their calendar and going through their work schedule, going through their weekly activities. And so they're not going to tell me, hey, Wes, I don't have time to do that. You know why they're not? Because they know you know the schedule. Because you actually planned it with them and helped them make their schedule. So as soon as they're done making the schedule, what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally make sure that they plug in what I feel like is most effective for them to build their business. Okay. So I'm going to actually go past this travel related stuff of downloading the app. Okay. So you see on the Bryte Lyfe blueprint to download the app, get them logged into their back office, get them download the app. If I'm sitting there and I'm trying to get them to score in 24, okay, I'm going to go past some of the travel stuff. Trust me, I'm coming back to it. But while they're talking about they were money motivated, they want to make residual income, they want to get their 2, any of those things, I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to get right to, let's get your 2. So I want to show them, okay, exactly what is in the schedule that is going to be most effective for them. So if they work from 9 to 5, I'm going to show them that Sunday through Thursday, they have the Zooms at zoomviproom.com. And I'm going to tell them, look, it's in my opinion that this is a minimum commitment. If I'm signing you up and I'm your sponsor, minimum commitments to be able to work with me, these are like the non-negotiables. So unless there's a major conflict, to be on the Zooms all 5 nights is only 75 minutes a week. And if people get in the habit of being on every Zoom, they will have guests on every Zoom because most people are going to be like, well, I'm getting on. So if I'm going to be on there, I might as well have a guest. That's the mentality. So the mentality is this is only 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so it's right there on the screen. And so I'm going to say, look, do you use a planner? Do you use your phone? Where is your calendar? And I'm going to literally put these Zooms in their calendar. And I'm really going to focus on the first 30 days. Okay, so all these meetings, all these Zooms, all the trainings, I'm going to put them in their phone, in their calendar for the first 30 days. Because if I can do this right, over the first 30 days, these people are locked in for life. Okay. Because they're going to make this a habit. They're going to make this part of their routine. Now, they may not be able to be on all 5, but my goal is, especially for the first 2 weeks, they should be on all 5. And I'm going to tell them, if you want to be successful, you need to have at least 1 guest. And I would say probably 3 to 5 guests, because it's that 5-to-1 ratio we've talked about. So I'm going to explain this to them. I'm going to say, look, you should have 5 guests confirmed for every Zoom. So if you do 5 Zooms a week, for just say for 2 weeks, that's 10 meetings. That's 50 people. I mean, the average person has 800 contacts in their phone. Some have thousands. So inviting 5 people per Zoom, okay, to get 1 person there, I mean, that's 50 invites. That's easy. You could do that in a couple of hours, okay? So I'm going to tell them the goal is to get 5 people on every one of these Zooms. Now, the priority is, if there is a live event in my market, I'm going to put that as priority number 1 in the calendar. So I'm going to say, hey, you know, in Dallas, we have a Thursday night happy hour. It needs to be on your schedule. It's Thursday night at 6 o'clock. Put this in your calendar for the next 4 Thursdays. This is the most important meeting. So if you're doing a live meeting in your market, that becomes the place that everybody goes, that everybody promotes. Hey, this is non-negotiable. This is the mandatory meeting. I know some of you are just starting local meetings. Even if you're starting it with 1 or 2, if you're doing a game planning session today or tomorrow, then do a grand opening every Tuesday in your market. So say, hey, look, I'm looking for a place or somebody who wants to do a grand opening on Tuesday. And do it that way. It's a great way to start until you have enough people to do a public live meeting. You can do a grand opening every Tuesday or Thursday. Say, I'm looking for people that want to do a grand opening. If I'm meeting with this person in person, I'm going to tell them, I'm going to say, look, I will do your grand opening. We can do it tomorrow. This is Saturday and we're doing this. Sunday afternoon, Sunday early evening is a great time to do a live event. So Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, those are great times to do meetings. I love doing stuff on Sunday evening or late Sunday afternoon. It's a family day. It's easy. It's fun. It's casual. And so I'm going to literally set something up with them that's a live meeting, and that is priority number 1. So I'm going to lay out the schedule. I'm going to show them training. I'm going to show them the Zooms, but I'm going to tell them priority number 1 is 1 minimum live meeting a week. And I'm going to tell them, if you want to accomplish your goals, I would say you do 2, probably 3. Now you're talking about maybe 10 hours worth of work between inviting 3 live meetings and 5 Zooms that are 15 minutes each. That's less than 10 hours a week. This is why I'm saying you can't even be full-time if you wanted to. If you're doing those 10 hours of work a week right now, you will be making 6 figures a year from now. I guarantee it. If you literally just spend 10 hours, these 10 hours, 3 live events, all 5 Zooms, and then, you know, some inviting in between and a training once a week, you're literally going to be making 6 figures a year from now minimum, probably high 6 figures, lots more than that. It's about being consistent. So I'm going to lay this schedule out. I'm going to schedule their grand opening or their launch. I'm going to make the calendar a priority. I'm going to put it in their phone for the next 30 days. Okay. And then I'm moving on to what's next. Okay. And so what's next is the list, who they want to talk to. So I'm going to ask it just like this. I'm going to say, look, we're going to pretend for a second that you have invented something and you think that this invention could literally change the world. But you know, in order for this invention to travel around the world, to reach the world, to be a revolutionary invention, you've got to have help to make it go around the world. You've got to have help to get the word out. So what I want you to do right now is, if you had an invention that you thought was going to change the world, like I said, I want to know which 10 people you would call first that you think could help you get your invention around the world. Like if you were looking for a board of directors for your company that was promoting this invention, who are the most successful, entrepreneurial, connected? Who are the best people that you know that if it was up to you and them, these are the people that you would have to get involved in order to get your invention around the world. So what I want to do really quick, because I want to pause, and I want all of you to make a list of 10 people that would be on your board of directors, or that would at least be the top of your list to get them on your board of directors. if you had an invention that would change the world? So I want to pause and I want everybody to write down who their top 10 most successful, most influential, biggest movers and shakers that that you've ever come into contact with, that you have their phone number in your phone. I want to know who that list is. So who do you know that's a CEO? Who do you know that's a president? Who do you know that's a board of directors? Who do you know that's entrepreneurial? Who do you know that's wealthy? Who do you know that has businesses or owns franchises? Who have you done business with that you look up to, that's inspired you or helped you or mentored you? Who would be your 10 key partners to get your invention around the world? Like if these would be the 10 people that would be your very first call if you invented something that you thought could change the world, but you needed their help to get the word out. So I want to see that list. I want to see all 10 names. Some of you guys are putting some contacts on here on the chat. It's good. Looks good. You guys have got some good people on here. Okay, so let's get this list. I want to see the list of 10 names. And see, I haven't even told them what the list is for or why we're doing it, but I've immediately got them thinking about the best people they have, the most successful people they have. Because remember, we talked about it in inviting 3 weeks ago. People always start with low-hanging fruit. They're going to call their cousin that needs a job. They're going to call their friend that's living on their couch, because they're going to call the people, if you don't give them any guidance or direction, they're going to call the people that they think they have influence over and that need Bryte Lyfe. We don't want the people who need Bryte Lyfe. We want the people that Bryte Lyfe needs. These are your most successful people. These are your influencers. These are your movers and shakers. These are your business owners, your entrepreneurs. They're busy. You don't want a new person going, well, that person's rich. They don't need Bryte Lyfe. Why do they need to save money? Oh, that person makes a ton of money. Why do they need Bryte Lyfe? You have no idea what their financial situation is. The business that a lot of people think may be so great and they're making so much money may be on the verge of bankruptcy. They may have, some kind of a crazy adjustable mortgage for their business property or for their real estate or investments. And they may be underwater. They may be upside down. They may be in a bad financial position, but big time people make big time moves and they don't always let people know. So you can't prejudge who is or isn't going to be right for your business. You've got to start with who we need, not who needs us. These are going to be your most successful people. And I'm not going to go into all the inviting stuff because we did it 3 weeks ago, but I want to talk about exactly what I would do right then at this moment. So as soon as they finish with that list of 10, I'm going to ask them about each person on the list. I'm not going to just say, okay, start calling them. Good luck. I'm going to literally say, okay, you've got Bill at the top of the list. Who is Bill? Tell me about Bill. I'm going to ask questions about each person. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen for things that we know will be good indicators if the person is going to be successful for us. We talked about this with inviting, right? People who have sports experience, people who have military experience, people who are disciplined. So people that, have a good workout routine or are physically fit and healthy, people that are pillars of the community, principals, coaches, teachers, people that are in the school board, city council. You're looking for people that people look up to, and that when those people call, Everybody always answers. That's what you're looking for on the list of 10. So I'm going to literally ask them about each one of those people on the list of 10, and I'm going to decide who we're calling first. So I'm going to give them exact direction, very specific, exactly how to invite them, exactly who to call first, exactly what to say. And I'm going to tell them we're going to do this right now. So we're literally going to stop everything, take that list after I've asked questions about everyone on it, and I'm going to tell you, we're going to call Bill. We're going to call him right now. And they're going to get nervous, and you should be prepared for this. Okay, people get nervous because here's the thing. The majority of people that we're going to bring into this business have never done this before. So this is out of the norm for them. This is uncomfortable. And so it's really important that you remember that you're there for guidance and help and support. And so just trust me, when they make their first invites, they're not going to be good. They're going to mess stuff up. They're going to say too much. They're going to do all the things you tell them not to do, they're going to do. And it's okay. You can't, you just got to suffer through it. Trust me. It's painful. Watching your new people make their first calls is literally, it's like watching your child learn how to walk. It's like, oh gosh, they fell into the wall. They face planted, it's just, this is part of it. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, we're going to call Bill. And I think we should have Bill come meet us right now. If I'm at a coffee shop or we're here, I'm going to say, hey, are any of these people, I might ask this, it'll help a little bit. Do they live close? Do they live close to where we are? Do you think any of these people on this list right here could come meet us right now? Like could literally just, they own their own company, their own business. They don't have a boss. They could literally just come here right now. I might start with that. And then if there are some people that are on that list that could come meet us right now, I would start there. I would just say, hey, are you free right now? Could you come meet me at Starbucks? I'm meeting with my new business partner. I really want to introduce you. And we're at Starbucks down the street. Could you come over and meet us? And so we've got that invite out of the way. Hopefully you get one or two people to come over and meet with you, but you're going to continue down the list and you're going to call all 10 of them. And the ones that can't come meet us right now, or if they're not available, I'm going to get them on the next live presentation. So whether it's a live Zoom or a live meeting in the market, it needs to be something that's within 24 hours, like we talked about. So that means that if there is not something within 24 hours, you need to schedule something right then and there. So you either need to do a watch party Zoom on your own Zoom room, or you need to do a travel party or a grand opening for that person at their home. It's easiest for them to get their top 10 list to their home because it's a comfortable place. Most of these people have already probably been there or been invited there. And so it's a comfortable invite. And so that's why I love doing these grand opening travel parties on just 24 to 48 hours notice, because most people have a ton of success getting them there because the host, it's their house. These people have already been there more than likely. They've invited people over before. It's much more comfortable. It's their home. So they're comfortable. They don't feel weird. It's not a public place. And so these are like your layups. So if there's not a live meeting in 24 to 48 hours, I'm going to literally say, okay, what time are we doing? I'll come over to your house and we'll do it live. So when do you want to do it? We can show a recorded Zoom. We could stream a Zoom. There's a lot of ways. We went through that all in inviting. And so that's literally what I'm going to do right then and there. And so I want to get through that list of 10 right then and there, right on the spot. Okay. And so it's critical that there's something to invite them to. So if there's not a live meeting or a live Zoom, you've got to set something up, because remember, it's all about getting their first 2 sales in their first 24 hours. So how are you going to get their first 2 in the first 24 hours if there's nothing to invite them to? Okay. So I'm literally going to set something up. I'm going to make sure that there's something within the next 24 hours. In worst case, 48 hours, but it cannot be longer than 48 hours. Okay. Now, as soon as we do that, like I said, we're going to go through all 10. I'm going to help them. I'm going to listen to each call. I'm going to coach them after it's done, not critical. Okay. And I like to do what's called Oreo. When I'm training new people, I like to Oreo them. So I like to listen to them make their call. And then I'll tell them the things that they did really good, couple of things that they could work on. And then I'll wrap it up with, you're starting better than most people do. You're already doing great. You're a natural. I'm going to start with good, give them a couple of points of feedback, and then finish with something good. And then we're going to move on to the next call. Okay. So I always use the Oreo method whenever I've got somebody that I'm trying to work with, trying to get them excited, trying to build their confidence. I want to always go positive. any type of feedback, and then give them something positive before we move on to the next call. Then, as soon as we go through the list of 10, I'm now going to prep them for what is next. So if we got somebody to come meet with us, that's obviously top priority. I'm going to tell them what to do when that person gets there. We're going to have you sit next to them. I'll sit across from you. We talked about that in the game planning session last week. And so try to have them sit with their prospect. They're going to edify both of us. So I'm going to teach them about edification. So I'm going to say, this is what you want to say about me. This is what you want to say about them. Let's practice this. So I teach them how to edify. And then I explain to them what we're going to do. So I'm going to show the video when they get there. So we're going to pull up one of our phones or the iPad or laptop, and we're going to show them the video. And so I'm going to literally preface everything that's about to happen so that there's no nervousness, so they know exactly what to expect. That way they don't have any nervous energy. A lot of times people get nervous because they don't know exactly what's going to happen or what to do or what to say or how to introduce you. You need to teach them all of this. You got to assume that they've never done this before, because most people haven't. You got to teach them exactly what to say, exactly what to do as far as edification. Make sure they don't just edify the expert. They also need to edify their friend in front of their expert. Even if they've already told us about each other, you want to reintroduce in the presence of both people. That's key for edification. All right. So we get some people to come meet us at the Starbucks. That's the top priority. Then once we go beyond that, I want to talk to them about continuing to make invites for whatever live event they've just invited people to. So whatever we invited the 10 people on the list to, of course, there was going to be some people that couldn't come. So I want to talk to them about who else to put on their list, who else to call, who else to invite. I'm going to tell them that they need to invite 5 people for every one person they want to have there. So if I say, what is your goal of how many people you want to have at this first live event? If it's 5, I'm like, you got to invite 25. So you have to set expectations, because here's the thing. New people think if they want to have 5 people there, all they have to do is invite 5. That's not the case. It's the 5-to-1 rule. So it's very important that you set expectations, because anytime you set expectations, it keeps them from getting discouraged. Okay. So it's very important that you set the proper expectations for how this is going to work and how it's going to flow, what the meeting's going to be like, where it is, how it's done. And so I'm going to lay all of that out for them. As soon as they're all good with making more invites, and we might even try to do some while we're there. I want to try to do this in 30 minutes. Okay. So unless we have people coming to meet us. Okay. And that might make it last a little longer, which is fine. Okay. But as far as the training and coaching side, I want to try to keep it to 30 minutes. And because remember, it's all about, being able, and it's a lot of information to take it all in. So I'm totally focused on these basic things. Okay. So what I'm going to do then is after that's done, I'm going to take them back to some of the steps that are not time sensitive to these first 10. Okay. And remember, these people led with the business. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to finish the document. So I'm going to say, okay, let's download the app. Have you downloaded the app? Let's download it. So I'm going to have them download it right in front of me. I'm going to have them sign up and set up their account. I'm going to have them choose their bucket list. I'm going to do all of this right then and there while I'm sitting with them. I want to know what's on their bucket list. Remember, if somebody goes straight to travel, we're going to go straight into this. Okay. But if somebody goes with money and business, that's awesome. We're going to go straight around to the invite, planning the first event, getting their calls made. We're going to come back and fill in with travel, because they just told you how to guide them, how to motivate them, how to teach them. So you can't do everybody the exact same. You need to listen and go with what feedback they give you to where you guide them through the blueprint. Okay. So these people that wanted to make residual, wanted to get their 2, wanted to do the business, we're starting with that. Then we're going to come back and fill in the gaps on travel. So download the app, set up their bucket list, set up their profile, show them the back office. Okay. These are critical things. Show them the back office, make sure they update their profile, show them where their subscription is so they can manage their subscription, show them how the reports work. You don't have to get into the weeds. Okay. But just show them where everything is. The very few customer service emails we've gotten, and I mentioned this last week, have come from people not knowing where anything is. I mean, it's a lack of us teaching our new people and educating our new people on where everything is, what's in the app, you know, where the search is in the app, why the biggest savings come back first. You know, these are the things that we talked about last week in the training, but I'm going to come back in and fill in these things. I'm going to make sure that they're following the groups. I'm going to make sure that they're following the pages. And I'm going to make sure that they're going to have all of this information and data available to them on the blueprint. So I'm going to make sure they have all of this information that's right here. So where the pages are, where the groups are, make sure they understand, make their welcome page. You can have their welcome banner set up right there on Canva. You can go through this little section of the blueprint in 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. They've got their phones. Everybody has their phones and their devices. So show them the little Facebook page. You can send them the Bryte Lyfe blueprint right on their phone. All of these blue buttons are clickable links, every single one of them. So if you have them pull up this blueprint on their phone while you're sitting with them, they can literally click on each one of these and it'll open Facebook so they can follow it. It'll open YouTube so they can follow it. You can literally do it right there while you're sitting with them. Make their welcome page, put it in the group so they get recognized, have them posted on their social media. This step 2 could literally be done in 5 to 10 minutes max. And you've got them on everything. They're subscribed to everything. They've downloaded the app. They've got their bucket list. They know where to go. They know where to manage their subscription. They know how to search for travel. They know how to use the benefits. You know, all of that is right there in that section. So now they feel confident. They feel comfortable. They know where everything is. And now they're not going to be sending emails to customer support. Where do I search for travel? I've gone to brytelyfe.com and I don't see the website to search for travel. I mean, these are the handful of customer support messages that we've gotten. It's just lack of training and education. Okay, so pulling this up on their phone is key. So you want to sit, because it's at brytelifeblueprint.com. So literally when this meeting starts with them, pull this document up. These blue buttons are all hyperlinks. They're all links that will literally go straight to this stuff. Straight to the Facebook group, straight to the YouTube page, straight to the ad tag message group, and straight to the Canva so they can make their poster. You can do their poster while they're sitting there adding all this. You could be making their poster on your Canva account. You've got the folder there. All you need is a photo. Ask them, hey, what photo do you want me to use for your welcome banner? You could literally be sitting there making the welcome banner while they're doing the clicking and following of these links right there. So be productive working with them, because this shouldn't take a lot of time and you can go through everything. Okay. Then you want to show them the 3 core competencies. That is some training that you can have them watch after you're done with this game planning session. So I would tell them, hey, these are each about an hour. They're very critical to your success. I would listen to them in the car. If you've got a commute, just literally click on 1, 2, 3. That's why it's important that it's on their phone, because they can literally just click 1, 2, 3, and they can watch these 3 trainings in the car, in traffic, on the drive. Most of them are not visual. They could always come back in and watch visual stuff later, but at least so they understand all of those 3 core competencies. This will be a massive advantage to your teams if you can get them to follow this system. It is very easy. It is very simple. But if you do it this way, it will be effective for you. Okay. And so then the end of this is just making sure they have their referral link. Okay. So that's right there where they get it. Show it to them in the app, have them copy and paste it so they've got it somewhere. That way they can send it straight to any of their people that are ready to join. And then the last thing I'm going to do with them before I wrap up is I'm going to let them know that they should start posting once a week about travel. Not about Bryte Lyfe, no videos, no selling. But I'm going to say at a minimum, make Tuesday Travel Tuesday. And I'm going to talk to them about how that works. I'm going to show them the Instagram page. I'm going to make sure they're following the Instagram page. I'm going to show them the Instagram photo filters on the 3 stars. I'm going to say, take a travel photo that you like on Tuesday, put the photo filter around the Travel is Life photo filter on the Instagram page, and post this on Tuesday. Post the #1 place on your bucket list. Just make it easy, right? Everybody, their first Travel Tuesday post, #1 place on their bucket list. What's #1? And I would ask them right then and there. And I would say, cool, let's find a pic for Travel Tuesday and put, this is the #1 place on my bucket list. I can't wait to go there next year. Who wants to go on their bucket list, or what's on your bucket list? Easy post. Has nothing to do with Bryte Lyfe. Has no video, no link, no selling, no you just joined something, no you just joined a club, nothing salesy, just travel related. Just use the travel photo filter and start posting on Travel Tuesdays. I'm going to tell them, look, this is all extra. This is not going to be the thing that builds your business. What builds your business is you calling those 10 people, working through your list. That's what's going to build your business. Okay. This social media stuff, posting on Tuesdays. Okay. That's literally all gravy. It's all extra. It's just to make people aware that you're doing something travel related without selling, without explaining, to make people curious, so that when you start posting photos with the signs, people are already expecting something from you in terms of travel, bucket list, Bryte Lyfe, because they are starting to see that you're doing something different. So that is it. This is exactly what I would do with the new people, exactly how I would do it. I'm going to make sure that they feel really confident and comfortable leaving this meeting, making sure that they're also continuing to invite for whenever that next live meeting is that night, the next day. Remember, it's got to be within 24 hours, but if it absolutely has to, for sure has to happen within 48 hours. So with our Sunday through Thursday schedule, unless they're starting on Friday, then they've always got a live meeting. So at a bare minimum, you've got that. Because even on Friday, you still have Sunday night as a worst case. So always something to plug them into, making sure they understand that, making sure you guys are on the same page. So thank you guys so much for being here. Use this training, which will be uploaded for your official new member orientation. Make sure all of your people are watching this after you do it with them live. Then they're going to understand why you did it that way. Understand this is the system. This is the program. This is what you should be doing with every new person. Don't just lean on me to do it and come watch this video. You should be doing this and then following up and sharing this video with them to give them some more insight into how we're doing it, why we're doing it. This gives you some psychology behind it. I cannot wait to tell you guys about the announcement tomorrow night. It's going to be incredible. One of the biggest announcements we've ever made. And so be there tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central Time. Also, 8 o'clock, our biggest Zooms of the week have been Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central, ZoomVIProom.com. Remember, BryteLifeNews.com for the official corporate update call at 7 p.m. Central. It will not be recorded. You do not want to miss the biggest announcement we've ever made. So be on tomorrow night. It's going to be an incredible training and also a presentation tomorrow night. Thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend and God bless.